Welcome from all of us at He Is Risen Ministries. Your support by subscribing and giving a thumbs up helps us keep creating videos that inspire and equip those seeking a deeper walk with the Lord. I want you to imagine for just a moment that you're holding a box of building blocks, simple blocks, different shapes, different colors, each one designed to fit together in a very specific way. Now imagine that instead of plastic blocks, those pieces are the very elements of the universe itself: hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, iron, gold. These are God's building blocks. Everything you can see, everything you can touch, and even things you can't see at all built from the same carefully arranged pieces. What's fascinating is that scientists didn't just stumble onto the elements by accident. When they organized them into what we call the periodic table, something remarkable happened. There were gaps, empty spaces, and based purely on math and patterns, scientists said, something belongs here. We haven't found it yet, but we know it must exist. And later, they found it, not by guessing, not by luck, but because the math said it had to be there. That kind of precision should make us pause. The universe wasn't slapped together, it was measured, balanced, ordered, just like a blueprint drawn before a house is ever built. The periodic table shows us that every element has rules about how many protons it has, how it bonds, how it reacts, and how it behaves. None of them get to decide their own role. They follow the laws given to them, and those laws are consistent. They don't change on a whim. They don't argue. They don't rebel. They obey. Now let's talk about chemistry in simple terms. There are two broad categories we hear about often: inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry. Inorganic chemistry deals with the basic elements and compounds that don't involve life as we know it: rocks, water, metals, salts. Think of it like raw materials: bricks, steel beams, glass panes. Organic chemistry, on the other hand, is where life enters the picture. It focuses on carbon-based compounds. Carbon is special. It can bond in many directions. It can form long chains, rings, complex structures. Carbon is like the ultimate connector. This is why all known life is carbon-based. It's flexible, adaptable, capable of carrying information. And that brings us to DNA. DNA is not just a chemical. It's information. It's instructions. It tells cells when to divide, when to grow, what to become, and when to stop. Every cell in your body carries a copy of this instruction manual: your eye color, your height, the shape of your hands, all written in a molecular language. Bill Gates once said, DNA is like a computer program, but far, far more advanced than any software ever created. That's not theology, that's observation. Think about your computer at home. You have hardware, the screen, the keyboard, the internal parts. But without software, that hardware does nothing useful. It just sits there. Software tells the hardware what to do, when to turn on, how to process information, what to display. DNA works the same way. The elements are the hardware: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. But DNA is the software. It gives instructions, and information never writes itself. We never walk into a room, see a working laptop, and say, wow, that assembled itself over time. If we see a watch on the ground, we know there was a watchmaker, not because we've met the watchmaker, but because order implies design, purpose implies intention, information implies a mind. What's even more fascinating is that when scientists analyze samples from outer space, meteorites, cosmic dust, material from asteroids, they find the same building blocks, the same elements from our periodic table: carbon, iron, nickel. The universe is consistent. It's not a different system out there. It's the same set of rules, the same laws, the same building blocks from the smallest cell to the largest galaxy. And those elements don't just exist, they behave, they interact, they follow instructions. At the smallest level, quantum physics shows us how particles bind together, how electrons orbit nuclei, how forces hold matter together. These aren't random behaviors, they follow mathematical laws. At the biological level, DNA drives how those bound elements assemble into living systems. And at the cosmic level, astrophysics shows us how gravity, electromagnetism, and other forces determine orbits and cosmic movement. Planets don't wander aimlessly. They follow paths, predictable paths, paths that can be calculated years in advance. 4 fundamental forces govern the universe: Gravity, electromagnetism, the strong nuclear force, the weak nuclear force, every star, every atom, every cell, all responding to laws they did not create. The Bible reminds us of this reality. In Romans chapter 1 verse 20, we're told that God's invisible qualities are clearly seen in what has been made. Creation speaks, not in words, but in order. In Psalm 19 verse 1, we're told the heavens declare the glory of God. They don't whisper chaos, they declare design. In Job chapter 38, God asks questions that still echo today. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Who set its measurements? Those aren't the questions of a distant God. They are the words of a lawgiver, a designer, a builder. Nothing in creation escapes these laws. Nothing visible, nothing invisible. Atoms obey, cells obey, stars obey. And here's the humbling part, we don't. We're the only part of creation given the ability to resist, to choose, to question, to ignore. That alone tells us something about who we are. We're not accidents, we're image bearers. Now let's bring this closer to home. Think about your daily life. You wake up to an alarm clock that runs on electricity. Electricity follows laws. Your car starts because combustion follows laws. Your heart beats because ions move across cell membranes according to precise chemical rules. None of this is random. You don't worry that gravity might turn off today. You trust the laws will hold, and they do, because the lawgiver is faithful. The same God who established the rules for galaxies also cares about you. Jesus reminds us in Matthew chapter 6 that God knows when a sparrow falls. If he cares about birds, how much more does he care about you? Understanding God's building blocks isn't meant to make us feel small. It's meant to make us feel secure. The universe is not out of control. Your life is not adrift. There is purpose, there is intention, there is order, even when we don't understand it yet. And just like scientists saw gaps in the periodic table and trusted the math, there are times in our lives when we see gaps too. Unanswered questions, unclear paths, waiting seasons. That doesn't mean nothing is there. It may simply mean it hasn't been revealed yet. God's laws don't fail, his timing doesn't fail, and his design doesn't fail. The same God who tells atoms how to bond tells your life how to unfold. The challenge for us is not to demand explanations. It's to trust the designer, to recognize the watchmaker, to acknowledge the lawgiver, and to rest in the knowledge that nothing escapes his authority. Not matter, not energy, not time, not you. So here's the encouragement today. Let creation remind you who is in charge. Let the precision of the universe calm your fears. Let the order around you point your heart upward. If God can hold galaxies in place, he can hold you. If he can write instructions into DNA, he can guide your steps. And if he has prepared a universe with such care, he has prepared something even greater for those who love him. Got a question you'd like us to explore in a future video? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. For now, rest in the knowledge that the one who loved you first has already prepared a place for you in his eternal family, and may his voice ring clearly and powerfully this very day. Thank you for spending this time with us. May you walk in peace.